What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Craig. Let's get into the markets. We're going to talk a little bit about traditional markets, then we'll go into Bitcoin, and then of course altcoins, and then we'll have an open chat and discuss it. So obviously, again, Dow Jones as of right now, 290 points, still 0.7% down. S&P, you're up 1 point. NASDAQ up around 100 points. Everything was much higher earlier, so it does seem to be dragging down. We're going to take a look at some key points in all these markets. So let's take a look real quick. Right here is your major resistance for the NASDAQ, right? And it hit today and got rejected. So if it does play out, this measured move, your target for NASDAQ, and it doesn't necessarily mean the bottom, guys. What it could mean is simply just a dead cat bounce and go from there if we're in a traditional bear market, which I think is a good possibility. This will also break this parabola, right? We're going to take a look at some other ones. So let's take a look at S&P. S&P has dropped below its parabola, below the 20 EMA or 20 MA, 200 MA. Sorry about that. We got our EMAs on here. We had a daily cross way back here. If you'd have been following that, you would have shorted about 5,800. But anyways, everything's looking pretty nasty, guys. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones, here's our targets for a measured move out of the drop of this channel is about 38.8, 38.9, which if this breaks, this will become major resistance on this trend here. So if that does hold, there's a possibility of getting another push up and one more high. If that happens, you'll probably see a new high in everything else also. Let's get into the big picture, right? I think we could see something like this. I've been talking about it for a long time. Just be cautious. It's not necessarily that it has to happen, but everything's lining up pretty damn good, right? Just the market structure alone looks pretty similar, guys. So just be careful. If that was to happen, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. It's not doom and gloom. It is the opportunity of a lifetime. So let's take a look at the weekly on Bitcoin, right? I had been showing you guys this. We dropped below the parabola, and now we are testing the bottom, getting rejected so far. Let's see what happens here. But I did show you guys the bearish divergence similarity as we had over here in 21. Same thing here, but a bigger divergence. That's pretty big, guys. So just be careful. Let's take a look at this. So now, you guys know I'm being transparent with my trades. As of right now, I'm at a loss. I'm going to show you the trade. I did enter another short up here, like I said I was going to, right? But one of the things I talked about was getting a bounce here, right? These are your bounce levels. And I said, once you break a bounce level, right, you go back up to test the other one for resistance, which we've done. If this holds as resistance, we'll come back down and test this again. Once we break through this 77.6 range, we're going to be getting, and that doesn't count a wick, right? I'm talking about open and closes. So you open and close a 4 hour below this, then you're most likely coming down to the 69 to 66 level, right? Which is our measured move from here that we've been talking about forever. But yeah, I think we're most likely headed back down here, guys. If we do manage to get up here, there's some people talking about the possibility of, and I was looking at it this morning also, but we'll see what happens here. We still have over an hour to close, but if it can pop back up here and get support on this neckline, then you can look for a retest of that yellow trend line up there, right around 91. But first, it has to get above and hold above this 83.5. I'm going to maintain to stay in my shorts. I'll probably put my stops in around 86,000, and I'll show you where that'll be and what the loss will be. Guys, if you're watching a lot of people out there, I've noticed on a lot of YouTubers stream, they're talking about all this trading, but they're not showing any trading. If they're not showing proof, they're probably not trading. Be skeptical of that. And one more thing I wanted to say, if you're following someone's trade, you're going to lose at some point. Because remember, if someone, especially if someone's trading and they're not showing you losses, they're lying, right? If they're not showing you losses, they have way more losses than they have wins. I promise you that. But anyways, let's get into it and see what's going on. So I'm still looking for these lows unless we can get above and hold above this 83.5 with some 4-hour open and closes above, right? Here's the trade. You know, a lot of people want to see me lose the trade, but even if I lose the trade, it's risk management, right? We're over $100,000 profit in this account, right? That I made this account just for this about 2 weeks ago, right? I put 7,000 in. Look where we're at. Pretty damn good still, even if I lose this, right? But right now we are down in our first entry right here, which I've been showing you since yesterday. And we are up in our latest trade where I told you I would enter, and I did. And I told you if I changed anything, I would let you guys know. But we did enter that short up here. Right now, we're about $1,000 in the negative. But if it plays out the way I'm thinking, it's going to be huge profits. So, again, I'm going to put my stops at 86,000 here. I'll do it right now so you can see it. And it'll show you what the loss will be on each one, right? So my loss will be 4,200 on this trade. But if it gets to my target, 67.50, 14,000 for this one trade, right? Now we'll confirm that. Let's go to our other trade and put in the stops at the same place, and I'll tell you what my losses will be. And what so the losses on that will be 4,000 if it gets stopped out. Same thing, 14 if it makes it. All right, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. All right, let's get into Solana. For those of you that are into this stuff, right? I told you guys if we could not get back into this rising channel, our target remains. And that doesn't mean there's not going to be bounces, guys, but around 27. So as of right now, your main resistance is about 174. If you can get back above that, I would not be in this unless it could get back above that and hold. My opinion doesn't have to be yours. None of this is financial advice. I'm showing you my opinions, my views of the market. You do what you got to do. And like I said, don't follow my trades. Don't follow anybody's trades because everybody loses a trade here and there. And if you pick the wrong one to follow, you're going to lose your ass. So just be careful with that stuff, guys. Join our Discord down below. It will give you some insight. You know, there's people in there trying to learn. There's people in there that are doing well. There's, you know, a lot of, it's starting to build up some talk and everybody sharing their ideas, right? So same thing. Here's Cardano. Cardano is about 95 cents is your main area. If you break above that, then you can get bullish. If not, still looking for the 31 cents down here at some point. XRP needs to break this $2.40 and hold above to look for any upside. And then I'm looking at about 322 if that happens. Again, our main resistance is down here about 197. We've been watching this for a while. If we start open and close the daily below there, your next line of support is about 165. After that, much lower. Ethereum, we broke our support back here. Heavy resistance at about this 2,250-ish, right? If it can break that and we go up, we're still headed towards my first target, about 1,500. First bounce target, still looking for that. Litecoin wicked past its support, but it is above it right now. Once we break through this and get open and closes below, and like I said, I'm looking for that 55. There's some heavy volume here at 65, but I think 55 will be our range to look for. And that is about it, guys. Welcome. You guys have anything you want to look at? I will be probably doing the members video, starting that this evening, so it won't be a live for everybody, just members only, and we'll go over a lot more stuff. Throw some tunes on during the intro. Yeah, I probably should do that. The reason I didn't is because, like I said, everything changed on the way it's set up through OBS. So I normally a live will be instant, right? But the problem was I don't know how to get the links with the new setup, right? They changed so much since I did lives. Well, I think my last live before now was like 1.5 years, 2 years ago when I started slacking, like I told you guys. But I'm back. I will be doing daily updates and keeping everybody informed on my view of the market. Doesn't have to be yours, but I'm going to keep you informed on mine. And I do appreciate you guys for stopping in. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And share the video. What's up, Coordinate? Right on, Jesse. All right, let me see this real quick. I'm getting old. I gotta blow this up a little bit so I can see the chat. There we go. Thanks, Savvy. Mind taking a look at DXY and Gold. Yeah, I could throw a DXY chart. Let me get in bigger one here. So here's where I'm looking for a bounce in DXY, 102.8. If that drops below there, you're looking at that 100 again, 100 points. We'll see what happens there. This was a head and shoulders, and it does look like, in the RSI, does look like it hit the target. We'll see if it gets a bounce here. This is the weekly. We go into the daily, it's going to be a little bit more messy. Looks like we're going to come back down and test this. And if that happens, we have much higher targets. We can stretch this out. Show you real quick where the target would be from this breakout. Now, like I said, if we really go into a Great Depression style crash, even the dollar will crash with it. So we can move this down a little bit. Yeah, that's where I see the dollar. This says that we raise rates, right? If we raise rates, this is what I think will happen here. We'll see, but I believe it's a damn good possibility. Kind of like in the 80s when interest rates went through the roof. We may be seeing that again. Let's take a look at, what else did you want to look at? Gold. So take a look at my gold chart. These were my two targets for top. It looks like we wicked above this a little bit. It was just a 1.272 fib. We nailed it. If this is the top, it's going to get pretty ugly for gold, and I mean ugly. My targets are way down in these areas here. Just be careful, guys. It could go, like I said, this all matches up with a Great Depression style crash, which, again, there's no guarantees, but I'm seeing a lot of signs that this is going to happen. I've been looking at this for a long time, and it's not going to happen in one big straight crash. If it does, like 2020, and it bounces right back, all that was just a band-aid, right? A band-aid to hide what was really going on. The markets need to clean up, and when they crash, you're going to see a lot of companies go under, a lot of garbage companies, a lot of garbage crypto, a whole lot of garbage crypto, a whole lot of everything, right? And who knows what's really going to be the thing that really they blame it on, right? So is anybody in any trades right now? Again, we're at about $1,000 loss in the two entries I have here. We're up on one, down on the other. Again, if I get stopped out, we'll be losing about 5,000. But again, we're up well over 100,000, so it's all good. The Great Reset. I do believe so, man. Jesse said, yes, one in Bitcoin and one in Ethereum. Are you in longs or shorts? What are you in? And from where? You guys are interested in trading, Prime XBT and BITUNIX are the sponsors of this channel. Prime is good for using your crypto and your stock markets, Forex, and everything all on one exchange. BITUNIX is great for trading crypto, a lot of meme coins, a lot of altcoins, things like that on there. Both of them, you get a bonus if you use my links down below. So if you sign up. Jesse, blah, blah, blah. Coordinate said I'm still short in my BTC and other altcoins. Dermo said he's in a short with LTC, trailing with stop losses. Nice. Have you always trailed with stop losses, or are you just doing it because I was showing people how I did it? Just curious. Short Bitcoin to 77, long Ethereum 50x for a quick grab. Woo, risky. 50x. Short Litecoin at 119. Nice. Where is it now? Nice short, man. Bitcoin from 94, XLM from 31, H-bar from 22. Nice. Short from 90. If you've been watching, remember I was saying in my last few videos that we would wick and take these lows to get a bounce up, but again, as you can see, we're just making still hidden bearish divergence here. It's pretty obvious, right? It's higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action, right at resistance. What a coincidence. Jesse said, gets the heart pumping. Yeah, so if I would have traded this like I was expecting it to go, but that's what happens a lot of times in trading. And like I said, total transparency here. I should have longed here because my whole point when I was making the videos was getting a bounce here, sweeping this low and getting a bounce. But I got to feeling that with all the markets and everything else that it was just going to break then. I'm actually glad it went up here first. That just gives more room for a much bigger downside, right? Just kind of like right here, right? We had this bearish divergence here. We had a huge bounce back for here, right? Just like we did here. And then it was a huge drop from 88 all the way down to 78. So a $10,000 drop on this end. So if this is the 10,000 drop, it'd get you down to about 72. But I think it's going to be a bigger drop. I think we get this 67 to 69 range, maybe even 66. We'll see. I used to use limit orders, which made me catch a falling knife somehow. Since I followed your vids, I've been learning and trailing with stop losses. Yeah, it's the same way. You won't always catch, the tops and the bottoms, but it's a lot safer because you can move your stops into profit right away. Hopefully, if you get in the trade at the right time, but you can move your stops and then just wait for either support or resistance to break, depending on which way you're going, right? And then just keep moving your stops. Like I said, you won't get the full move, but it's safe, right? Risk management. That's what trading is about. If you're not trying to manage your risk, if you're just trying to get rich, you're gonna lose. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And like I said, you see a lot of these guys trading and acting like they're trading on their streams or whatever. But, for one, you got to make sure it's not a demo account. And I've showed people in the Discord, mine's not a demo account. Just be careful with these guys because a lot of them just want you to trade on their link and so they can make money, but they're not actually doing any trading. I'm actually putting risk out there, right? And I'm showing it. We still going to 3K? It's definitely still a possibility. And if you said that as a joke, it don't matter because 35 to 9,700, there is CME gaps down there, and everybody says the CME gaps, but they don't want to talk about these CME gaps. Be careful. I showed you guys this months ago when we had this cross, right? Back in January, we got our red dot on the MACD, and I told you guys to watch it, and you can see what happens. Let's look on the weekly. We got the 55 EMA at about 75, 280. We got the 200 EMA all the way down to 50, so that's something to keep in mind. And there was what I was talking about if it was going to remain bullish to get the 150, but I don't think that's happening. I think we had our wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're finished. We'll see, though. Tesla's still getting crushed. Got a little bounce back. Nice bounce back, but you guys know my targets on Tesla. Oh, not a joke. Yeah, we can definitely. It's a possibility. Like I said, I've not changed what I'm looking for. 35 to 9,700. especially if we get this traditional bear market. And that's why I believe we're getting that, because I truly think we're going to get a huge, worse than a recession, right? That's what I believe. We'll see if it happens or not. But either way, we can be trading and making money, right? That's the awesome thing about trading. What's your strategy? Do you teach trading? I don't necessarily teach trading. My belief is if anyone's teaching and charging people to learn how to trade, they don't trade. For one, they wouldn't have time to teach and trade. Two, if you know how to trade, you can make more money doing that than you can doing these courses and crap. And so a lot of these people don't do it, can't do it. They just make courses and tell the basics. I'm showing, if you join the Discord below, I just show when I trade, why I'm putting the trades in, what I'm looking at, things like that, so you can learn. I'm not making calls, not telling you to do it. I'm showing you what I do, so you can, for one, know it's possible. For two, learn some basics, right? And I don't charge. The Discord's totally free. The only thing that I charge for is my YouTube membership. It's $4 a month. And the reason I do that is just to keep all the riffraff out when I do members. And like I said, I think tonight I'm going to start that. It'll be an evening members only. So make sure your notification bell is ticked. And this could be even bigger than the Great Depression. It's definitely a possibility, man. There's a lot going on, and it's a cycle. Like a lot of people, like right now, blaming it on Trump and blah blah blah. It's a cycle. I believe this is a 100-year cycle taking place. How are crypto taxes in the U.S.? I mean, capital gains taxes are horrible, right? They suck. All the taxes in the U.S. suck, but they suck everywhere. Other than places that don't use it. One thing I noticed though, because I've traveled around a little bit, and there's countries that don't even charge. Once you buy land or build a house and all that, you don't pay taxes on that crap. You bought it, you own it, right? U.S. needs to be like that, because even in the U.S. you buy a house, and buy land, build a house, whatever, pay your house off, but you still pay every year on your taxes, right? So it's like renting from the government forever, which is bullshit. I think if you own it, you own it, man. They tax elderly people right out of their homes. They're paid off homes and they can't even afford their taxes anymore. Property taxes, bullshit. Michael Saylor is getting liquidated in this crash. Will be the biggest downfall of crypto. Michael Saylor, he'll get people that invested in his shit liquidated, but I promise you, personally, he's set. He'll be selling his shares of MicroStrategy just like he did in the .com bubble. Made it look like the company was losing, right back here. He dumped his shares and made a shit ton of money, guys. I don't care what anybody says. Let's go back and look at that. Boom. He made a lot of money. His company / investors lost their money. I'm sure he bought back down here for the $2 and shit, and then he had the Bitcoin hype back here. Sure, he dumped some here. So he has to tell what his he's doing with the company's Bitcoin, right? Not with his own. The guy's not this dumb, right? He's not this dumb. No matter what, he's gonna make a shit ton of money. The people he got to put money in his shit are gonna lose. My opinion. There's something going on here. For one, if you heard how he used to talk about Bitcoin back in like 2010, 2011, 2012, he said it was the stupidest thing ever. It never amount to anything. And well, you see how he talks about it now. He's a shill. Got a nice rejection there. If you guys follow me on X, I posted that before we even broke too. I posted all these levels, and I said once we break one, look for it to come up and test the one it broke for support or for resistance, and then go back down all the way down. And I check my Twitter or X, whatever. My link for that's down below too if you want to follow me on X. Greg, is there a CME gap at 3K? At 3,500 and 9,700 there are CME gaps. Tax on what you earn, tax on what you buy, tax on what you own. Yeah, it's fucking insane. And you pay with money that you already paid taxes on. You pay taxes on the money you've already paid taxes on every time you buy something. It is insane. It's slavery. Slavery didn't end. The slave owners are the government, and we're still the slaves, all of us. And they just keep us, they keep people arguing with dumb shit. Are we in profits yet? We are in profits. $1,000. Woot woot. Cheers for your analysis, Craig. Very enlightening. Thanks, man. They triple dip, insane. Triple, quadruple, just constant, man. So if this administration really does do the things that they're kind of talking about, man, that would be awesome. But like I said, I don't really trust anyone. I go by when I see action and actually see it. We'll see what happens. Can you please tell us if you still believe that XRP is acting like a dying penny stock? 100%. 100%. And just because someone pays to have meetings at the White House doesn't mean they're worth the crap, right? Yes, I think it's just a dying penny stock. I really do. I don't think it's a penny stock, right? I think its chart is mirroring dying penny stocks, right? Get your pump, little pump. So here be just smaller and smaller and smaller. I've said it before, Ripple network could be a decent thing, but XRP is unnecessary. You can put any coin on it. I still believe that. I've learned a lot from you. Keep up the great work. Right on, crypto. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. F chart looks awful. It is half all-time high. Yeah, everything does. Everything looks awful, man. Look at this. I was drawing this out, and I just did some fib levels. What if this is what we're looking at, right? This was wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished. Now we're on wave 2 in the macro. Then we get wave 3, 4, 5. That would be crazy, but it's definitely a possibility. And you can see here, this could be what we're seeing here, right? Huge correction. Or does it take a long time to play out like the ABC did back here? This was a complex correction back in, if you were around 2017, 18, 19, right? That was a rough one. Long, drawn out. Thoughts on FET and AI? AI is, it depends. It depends on what they're using it for, right? I have a lot of mixed thoughts on that. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. It does a lot of cool stuff. I think it was overhyped, like with NVIDIA and things like that. And you look back at LTC weekly time frame, it's similar to XRP's before the big dump. Higher time frame. How high you want to go? You talking about here before the big dump? Yeah, it's definitely possible. Wave 2 to 3,500. I had the same theory. Yeah, I'm thinking it's definitely a possibility for sure. And when people say it never can happen, blah 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 blah. I mean, just look at what happened back here, right? Do you think these people believed that it could get back down to $40 when it was 380? you know, the main stock market of the world to them? Hell no, they didn't think that. And do you think this bounce right here, they thought it was screaming again? Of course they did. And we'll see things like that, I'm sure. You have great skill, but don't mess up this time by staying bear at the lows. You have so much potential. My whole thing is that we're coming back down to the 37 to 9,700. I still believe that. And a lot of people are going to lose a shit ton of money. And now you got the big boys in Bitcoin helping make that happen, and they're taking their money, man. Right on, Doom. But right here, it's looking pretty ugly, guys. Do we get this drop now past the 55 EMA? Good possibility. I do think it'll be, if not real soon, within the next couple weeks. But we'll see. We still, losing a little profit. We're at 500 profit now. All right, guys. Don't forget, for the members, I will be doing a members video this evening. Hope to see you there. I'm not sure exactly what time. I've got some stuff I'm trying to get finished up. Maybe 7, 8 o'clock, something like that, PM Eastern time. So join me. If you are a member, I will see you then. Make sure your notification bells are ticked. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're new here for daily updates. I'm out, guys. Have an awesome day, and I'll